They said you'd get tired of winning. They said we'd get tired of winning. I'm not tired. It's been one day in just the last 40 minutes. You want some wins? It is now being reported that Ukraine has agreed to the United States terms for a ceasefire, or 30-day ceasefire, with Russia, which must mean that preliminary peace plans are in place. Now, Russia still has to accept this, but I have every confidence that they will. I'm assuming Donald Trump knows exactly what Putin wants in terms of a ceasefire deal, and that's already baked in. You know, you can call it good, you can call it bad, but I'm pretty sure Trump and Putin have already, Putin has already communicated what he wants in a ceasefire deal. So I suspect that's going to get done. Also, the United States Department of Education was just told they have 60 minutes to vacate their office or something like roughly. It's happening, literally. Listen, leave a like on the video if you're not getting tired of winning and this is exactly what you voted for.
Right now, senior Fox Business correspondent Charles Gasparino reporting that the Education Department employees have been told that they must vacate their offices in D.C. and the regions by 6 o'clock tonight, and that the offices will be closed on Wednesday for security reasons.
Closed for security reasons. Absolutely insane. By the way, I want to thank everyone who supported my push to Amazon for Coffee Brand Coffee. Just remember, if you pick some up, please don't forget to leave a review. I really want to get to 1,000 reviews. I'm going to leave a link to all of our K-Cups and all of our ground coffee and everything in the description. If you're open to it, our gingerbread, our strawberry, our blueberry, all ridiculous. We have dark roast, medium roast, whole bean, ground, everything you could want. Please consider picking something up today. Help me take on Bones Coffee and Black Rifle Coffee. Pick something up and then make sure you leave a review. Already 439 reviews. So if you already picked something up, don't forget to go back. You just scroll down on the product page and write a customer review. Pictures, stuff like that, all help. I want to get to 1,000 reviews by the end of the month. So if you get a chance, please help us out there. Let's go to the department. Let's go back to the top. Let's go to Rubio. You see, Department of Education told to vacate by 6 p.m. That's pretty spicy. Then we have this announcement here, Marco Rubio.
Today we made an offer that the Ukrainians have accepted, which is to enter into a ceasefire and into immediate negotiations to end this conflict in a way that's enduring and sustainable and accounts for their interests, their security, their ability to prosper as a nation. I want to personally we both want to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, His Majesty, for hosting us, for making this possible. They've been instrumental in this process, and we're very grateful to them for hosting us here today. And hopefully we'll take this offer now to the Russians. And we hope that they'll say yes, to peace. The ball is now in their court. And but again, the president's objective here is, number one, above everything else, he wants the war to end. And I think today Ukraine has taken a concrete step in that regard. We hope the Russians will reciprocate.
I 100% believe that Russia will accept this. Of course, I could be wrong, but like I said, I am guessing that Trump did not propose anything that he knew Putin wouldn't agree to. U.S. is seemingly in Ukraine's corner for now. It might be an American tune, but Ukraine is finally singing from the same hymn sheet as United States. The joint statement means that their relationship is seemingly patched up. Donald Trump has even suggested he'd invite Volodymyr Zelensky back to the White House in from the political cold. We could likely see Ukraine leaders sign a mineral deal, which could open up a pathway for American investment, but there still aren't his much-wanted security guarantees in place. However, Rubio tellingly talked about the security of Ukraine people being central to the proposed ceasefire, which would be across the entire front lines. Perhaps now that Ukraine is grateful and willing for peace, America is prepared to secure its long-term future. What he's saying there without saying it is that America is going to give him some sort of guarantees. What are those guarantees? I assume they're tied to the mineral deal. And then you had Trump saying here, we just brought you some comments from Donald Trump, who are speaking to reporters on the south lawn of the White House, where he's been inspecting his Tesla vehicles alongside Elon Musk. Ukraine ceasefire deal, he says, unprompted. Just agreed a little while ago. Ukraine has agreed to it. Trump asked, hopefully President Putin will agree to that. He added that there's a very big difference in the current situation compared to a day the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was last at the White House. He's even open to inviting him back. I really don't want him back. He can come back to bring us minerals or whatever. Now, of course, Russia. Rubio says the ball's down in Russia's court. This is a significant moment. The joint statement contains several key lines, perhaps none more important than this. The United States will communicate to Russia the Russian reciprocity is key to achieving peace. We heard a lot in recent weeks about what Donald Trump expects from Ukraine and what sort of blunt instruments the White House is used to bend Kiev to its will. Now it seems it's time for Russia's intentions to be tested in public. Trump's dealings with Vladimir Putin have so far been shrouded in uncertainty, with no obvious sign of pressure to balance that being exerted on Volodymyr Zelensky. Today's joint U.S.-Ukrainian statement does not imply that Trump has suddenly changed his tune towards Zelensky. Theirs is a thorny relationship born of many years of mutual distrust, but the ugly cloud of acrimony generated by the fractious Oval Office encounter 11 days ago may start to dissipate as real business of peacemaking now gets underway. I mean, I'm willing to bet, I'm willing to bet you that, the U.S. will then just apply a bunch of sanctions and stuff like that if Russia chooses not to agree to this. And quite frankly, this is great. The mineral deal is a huge plus in terms of paying back all the money that Joe Biden willingly gave away for nothing. And also in our battle for chips, but also the U.S. will now resume Ukraine military aid and intelligence as Kiev approves a ceasefire, meaning whatever temporary advantage Putin had in that area, however much you believe it is or how little it is or how, that's gone now. The U.S. has said, okay, now the ceasefire is back. Now that they agreed to a ceasefire, we're going to give you the drone strikes and all this crap that you want. And I think at this point, maybe even later tonight, I'll be uploading a video talking about, peace in between Ukraine and Russia. But right now, ceasefire looks like it's been agreed to by Ukraine, and with the United States then lifting the military hold, I don't really see much reason for Ukraine for Russia to not agree to this. Now, on top of that, even better, Washington staff at the Department of Education received a note on Tuesday instructing them to leave the building by 6 p.m. local time and informing them that all of their offices in Washington, D.C., as well as other regional offices, will be closed Wednesday, according to an email obtained by CBS. The email from James Harefield of the Office of Security, Facilities, and Logistics said that the offices will be closed for, quote, security reasons. Staff with approved telework agreements were told they can work from home on Wednesday. The email instructed employees to bring their laptops home when leaving the office on Tuesday. Employees will not be permitted into any education department facility on Wednesday during March 12th for any reason, the email said, referencing the Department of Education. Offices will reopen Thursday, at which time in-person presence will resume. The directive from Harefield comes to the Department of Education faces uncertainty amid possible plans from the president and Trump to unwind the agency. The president is expected to issue an executive order directing the Education Secretary, Linda McMahon, to begin the process of dissolving the department. The timing of the move, however, remains unclear. Mr. Trump has said he wants to bring the schools back to the states, and dismantling the agency has been a priority for Republicans for decades. After McMahon assumed her post at the helm of the Education Department earlier this month, she sent a letter to staff with the subject line, "Our department's final mission." The reality of our education system is stark, and American people have elected President Trump to make significant changes in Washington. Our job is to respect the will of the American people and the president they elected, who has tasked us with accomplishing the elimination of bureaucratic bloat here at the Department of Education. A momentous final mission, quickly and responsibly. Getting rid of the Department of Education will require congressional approval and faces a steep hurdle in the Senate where 60 votes are needed to advance such a plan. But certainly, I would expect DOJ to get in there pretty soon as well. Now I'm sure. I'm wondering if we've seen anything from Russia yet. I just wanted to double check. You see, Ukraine. Just here's the clip. Here's the.
But very importantly, and I said it, Ukraine, ceasefire. Ukraine, ceasefire. Just agreed to a little while ago. Now we have to go to Russia, and hopefully President Putin will agree to that also, and we can get this show on the road. We can get this horrible war where 2,000-3,000 soldiers a week, every week, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 sometimes. I get the reports, and they're not American soldiers. They're Ukrainian and they're Russian. But people are being killed outside of that. People are being killed in the cities as things explode throughout the cities. And we want to get that war over with. So I think it's a very big, I think it's a big difference between the last visit you saw at the Oval Office and this. So that's a total ceasefire. Ukraine has agreed to it, and hopefully Russia will agree to it. We're going to meet with them later on today and tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be able to...
Yeah, I don't know what the time difference is in Saudi Arabia. I suspect they will bring this to Russia immediately, and I suspect Russia will agree. The point of the ceasefire is like, hey, let's stop the war while we also negotiate a framework for this to be over. Now, so you'll say, Russia will say yes, and Zelensky will back out last minute because he didn't actually believe Russia will cooperate. I mean, I think if he did that, that would be it for him. He would no longer be the leader of Ukraine, one way or another. And I think this is great. The ceasefire for the Ukrainian people, for the Russian soldiers, Ukrainian soldiers, stop, ending each other's lives. We'll have to see how this shakes out. If we get a Russian agreement, I will upload another video updating you. In the meantime, if you did pick up some of my coffee from Amazon, please do remember to leave a review as a verified purchaser. And if you haven't yet, please give it a try. Pick up this gingerbread. Make it as cold brew. It's ridiculously good. We have all of our flavors basically in stock in K-Cup, whole bean, and ground. We're taking on the big boys, and I need your help to build up those reviews. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.